Hi, how are you all today? I want to ask you, do you know what you're looking for in a relationship? If I asked you, could you write down what it is that you're looking for? And what would you write on that list? Would you write that they need to be 6 foot, that they need to be well educated, they need to earn a set amount of money? Or would you write down that you want to be in a relationship with someone you respect, that you would write down how you want to feel in that relationship? Or would you fall in the trap of giving me a list of all the things you don't want? Maybe you've come out of a failed relationship and you're crystal clear about what you don't want to happen again. But if I asked you what you do want, you might struggle to tell me. Now imagine, I wish I had one. Imagine I had this wonderful magic wand and I said abracadabra. You wake up the next day and you're in the relationship you've always imagined. How does that feel? How does that look? How do you even know that you're even in that relationship? Can you answer that question? Or would you go back to what you don't want to feel? Well, I don't want to feel lonely. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to feel frustrated. Or could you clearly tell me how you know that you're in that right relationship and how it feels? Now, working with singles, so many can't answer that question. And it is one of the most important questions you can answer. Now, I'm sure you've heard advice that you should write a list. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not a fan of the list because the list can end up being way too superficial and doesn't cut to the really important stuff. And maybe you haven't even got to what the really important stuff is. And as a relationship coach, it's one of the things I do work with people to get to the bottom of. Because people are either trying to do what they've always done and are disappointed that they're getting the same crappy results, or they're trying to go with the polar opposite, which doesn't work for them. And that's a subject for another video. And look, I've fallen into this trap before. I know years ago, I don't know, it must have been about 13 years ago when I first found myself single. I went on, it must have been eHarmony, and I was talking to a guy in America, and he told me he almost didn't talk to me because of what I said I wanted in my profile. Now, I said I wanted someone fun and really easygoing. And he didn't see himself as totally easygoing. He was a strong, decisive man who was fun. And he goes, look, I almost didn't say yes because I'm not the man you're looking for. And when we talked, he goes, but what you're looking for isn't what you're saying you're looking for. And in that moment, I realized he was absolutely true. In the past had fallen for the controlling type, yet I really like strength in a man. I don't need someone that's so easygoing that they've got no determination or no strength. So it is really interesting. Sometimes we've come out of a relationship and we all say that we want the polar opposite, but the polar opposite won't make us happy and in fact isn't even what we're looking for. So that can come to on your online profiles. You can be attracting the totally wrong person because they don't identify with what you're saying. So what I want you to do is be absolutely clear, and it's important to be absolutely clear and to take the time to do that. And there's so many reasons why. But first off, I'm going to say, if I went into a coffee shop, and nowadays there are so many types of coffee that you really need to be clear about the type of coffee you want to make sure that you're happy drinking the type of coffee you get. You could get anything from a instant coffee to a short black, or you could have almond milk, oat milk, full cream milk, skim milk, whatever it is, double shots, macchiatos, lattes. The choices when it comes to coffee are endless. Now, if I went in that coffee shop and said, give me a coffee, I'll get a coffee, but I probably won't get the coffee that satisfies me, the coffee that is my coffee of choice. But if I went into that coffee shop and said, I want a large cappuccino with an extra shot of espresso and I want almond milk, I'm going to get the coffee that I want because I've been absolutely clear about what I want. Can you be absolutely clear about what you want? Now, I'm not a fan of that traditional list because it just doesn't go into what you need and how you need to feel in a relationship, like the miracle question I asked you earlier. It's really important to imagine, and if you haven't had it, it can take a little bit more of effort to achieve. Maybe you've never seen a loving relationship growing up. Maybe you've never had one yourself. Maybe there's not many of your friends that have one. What do you really want to feel when you're in that relationship? Because it has the biggest impact on your life of all the relationships. Okay? So leaving it to chance or saying, I'm going to know it when I see it, leaves you open to getting a relationship that doesn't make you happy. And also, chemistry is likely to help you choose what's familiar. There's so much research that we choose the same type of relationship even though it hasn't worked. And like I said before, the polar opposite doesn't happen. So it's almost like you've got to really be clear about what you want to feel. And that does take time. It does take some effort on your part to really look at what you value, to really look at what you want to feel. And that goes so much beyond the list, doesn't it? So a list you can get caught up in, I need someone that's 6 foot, or I need someone that earns X amount of dollars, has this sort of education, that is fit and healthy. Well, how does it feel when you're with them? How does it feel to be accepted? How does it feel to be respected? You know, start to imagine those feelings and construct your list to how you want to feel and what you value the most in your life. Now, again, you might need some help with that. Now, this whole focusing on how you want to feel allows you to focus and see the people who match that. Now, I'm a bit of a social scientist and I like to tell you how your brain works. So whatever you focus on, your brain will see more of. So with that clarity, you're going to see more people who match what you're looking for. So when I coach, I should flip my camera around in my room. At the moment, I've got a lot of red in my room. So I'll ask people, how many items that are red can you see? And they'll go around counting them. And then I go, without re-looking, how many items did you see that were blue? How many items did you see that were green or purple? They go, yeah, I can't tell you. Because they didn't notice it because they were so focused on counting how many things that were red. And this is what you do when you go out there and focus on what you're looking for in a relationship and what you believe. Now, I say this one all the time. If you're focusing on there's no good singles out there, you're going to see evidence that there's no good singles out there. Or you're going to, of ones that just are not dateable. Or you're going to see evidence of singles who've got bad behavior. So your focus is really important, and it is worth taking the time to be really clear, because our brain's got this wonderful filtering system. We're bombarded, especially in the tech age, with billions of bits of information every day. Boom, boom, boom. It's overwhelming sometimes. So your brain's got this natural filter, and I think it's 50 to 100 bits of information it allows you to see. And it shows you what you focus on, it shows you what you believe and what you're interested in. So you have to give it direction, a bit like your GPS. You have to plug into the GPS your destination. So being clear on how you want to feel in a relationship is programming that into your GPS so you get the results that you want. Now, the final thing that I want to say is, when you're clear about the list of how you want to feel and how that relationship looks and how you know you're in it, then I want you to become your list. Now, this is a game changer, because like attracts like. And sometimes it can be in the opposite way. So if you want to be accepted and feel accepted in a relationship, it starts with you accepting yourself. You accepting the things you like, the things you don't look, and the in between. And that takes a bit of a process, and I work with people to help them do that. When you are able to accept yourself, other people will accept you too. If you don't accept yourself, you have two scenarios that will happen. You'll attract someone into your life also who doesn't accept themselves, with low self-worth, and it will cause you more issues. Or you will attract someone into your life who doesn't accept those things in you that you don't like. So it's really important to be what you want. Now, when I talk about acceptance, people might feel being their list is going out accepting everything and everything. That's not acceptance. We need strong boundaries on the inside of what is and isn't acceptable, rather than going into people-pleasing mode or just accepting breadcrumbs, poor treatment. When you respect yourself, you're likely to attract people into your life that respect you too. And everything starts with you. So it really is important. When I say acceptance, it's not going accepting bad behavior. Be your list, accept yourself, accept good treatment, accept that you've got standards and values, and other people will accept your standards and values. Now, I want to say, and that's just one example of the list. So you want to be what you want to attract. Now, finally, I want to say that when you've been in a habit of having on again, off again relationships, or where you've been in relationships where someone loves you but not quite, they accept you but not quite, there's something really addictive of trying to prove your self-worth in a relationship, and those relationships end up being a bit of a roller coaster. There's massive ups and there's massive downs. That's not, that's a relationship that doesn't ultimately make you happy. You want to be in a relationship that's healthy, with someone that's got your back, with someone that accepts you. But often those relationships are a lot more even and calm than the relationships you've been looking for. So it may feel a bit weird initially to go into them, which is why it's really important to visualize feeling safe and feeling happy in that relationship. So when it comes along, it doesn't feel so unfamiliar to you. Now, I'm talking big concepts today, and there's something I do work with people to get that clarity, to be clear about how they want to feel, so they can allow the wonderful, healthy love that they really want. So if you want some help in this, it's absolutely what I do. And it's never too late to have the life and the love that you want and that you've imagined. Anyway, I hope whatever you do, you manage to put a smile on your face. Thank you.